Everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Nick Ryder, and I am the founder and president of Esports Ohio. Many of you know me, and it's good to see a lot of familiar faces here on Zoom. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us this evening. And can I just see a couple thumbs up if everything sounds good? Everybody can hear me good? All right, it's beautiful. I'm super excited to be here with everyone tonight. Like I said, I've never hosted a Zoom meeting with over 100 people in it before, so this is new to me. It appears to be working. You guys are the gurus. Everyone has successfully made sure their mics are muted, and this will be beautiful. So we will try and power through this as quick as we can. We want to make sure that everybody gets out of here at a reasonable hour. So without further ado, thank you, everyone, for being here. Esports Ohio, if you don't already know us and know what we do, our vision is to use electronic sports as that positive educational and developmental change agent for students. We want to give students a place in school that might not have one. And we're going to do that through video games because we all love video games and we're super passionate about them. Some of us more than others, and that's cool too. So we're going to do that by providing these educational opportunities to our students through school and through esports. So tonight's agenda, we're going to talk about the updates for spring first. We're going to get the new stuff out of the way right off the gate. And then we're going to look at the schedule and overview of how to be successful this season, as well as making sure that you have your eligibility checklist complete and make sure that you are aware of our Discord server, how it works, how to get specific roles to set up scrimmages, and then how to do those scrimmaging procedures correctly, and then setting up your matches, reporting your match results, and then just giving some overall tips for success that will help your programs have a successful spring season this year. So without further ado, we're jumping right into it. The first update for spring that we have today is we have a new game. If you haven't seen it, it's Smite. It is a new MOBA to Esports Ohio. It's free to play. It's a 5v5 game, and it's in the third person as a multiplayer online battle arena, similar to Heroes of the Storm or League of Legends or Dota 2, something like that. And Hi-Res Studios is the publisher of that game, and they've been super awesome to work with, and we're super excited to offer this as a pilot this spring season in the club competition. It will be played on Thursdays, and all teams that register by Friday will receive free God packs. So that's up to a $30 value, and there will also be a prize pack for all of this. So the link to this presentation will be in the top right corner of all the slides, most of the slides where it fits. And so you'll have all these access to these resources and YouTube embedded links that you guys have already seen through the website. And if you haven't, you can get through them by visiting this link at any time. And throughout the night, you'll see down in the right-hand corner, this is how you get your mandatory attendance survey right here. So giving away the farm on the second slide. So down here in this corner, this will be in throughout the show too. Make sure you click on this link at some point and get your credit for being here tonight so you get and turn green on that nice eligibility list in the season master sheet. So
hey Nick, real quick.
Yes.
You don't have audio on your Twitch stream. Just
I'm not sure
it matters, but just wanted to let you know.
I appreciate that. I will get that fixed real quick. We got command center here. I got my 3 monitors rocking, so to figure out what's going on with Twitch stream. Anyways, let's keep cruising along here. This is also going to be recorded, and we will post afterwards in case people can't make it, or you have an assistant coach that's out of the building that can't get done what you need to get done. We realize life happens, and we're here for you. So, and as I say this, I want to make sure that we are in fact recording. We are. Beautiful. All right, so the second change is the League of Legends changes. This has been a hot topic for a lot of folks that don't quite understand the reason for why this is going. And to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure of why they made the change on the community guidelines. But one thing that we are sure of is that it is prohibitive to our students. But we are going to sidestep, but still comply with these community guidelines by stepping up and keeping the competition going for our students. So what we're going to do here is we are going to partner with lots of universities around the state. So we have partnered with the University of Akron, Tiffany University, Mount Union, Marietta College, Lourdes University, and several others, and we will still be hosting League of Legends as we know it. So everything that you normally do, it will pretty much stay the same from a competitor standpoint. So nothing really changes. Universities will just be hosting it instead of Esports Ohio. Unfortunately, Riot will no longer let Esports Ohio or any other scholastic organization host tournaments in a season fashion. They can only do invites, and they can't be considered a governing body of esports because from my understanding, they have an exclusivity agreement with Playversus where they like to monetize our students' efforts to play the game. So we're going to still offer competitive League of Legends. We've got an invitational master sheet that is now housed in the coaches only channel, and that will be done through the universities. We're assisting those universities with proper groupings for competitions based on your signups. And there still will be an end of year invitational that will be hosted by the University of Akron during the Esports Ohio Finals tournament. So logistically, not much will change. Akron will be inviting 8 teams based on the performance during the invitationals that occur this spring. So competition will pretty much remain as you see it. We just cannot stamp the Esports Ohio stamp of approval on it, but we will be facilitating universities behind the scenes to host this. So still be the same season length, still the same number of matches, still playing a schedule that will be determined by the universities. It just won't be through Esports Ohio officially. So besides that, we also have Fortnite changes that are going this year, and I don't know if Coach Karana is around tonight or not, but I will cover this.
I just popped back on.
Oh,
actually.
Beautiful. All right, well, I'll turn it over to you, Jeff.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. Sorry about my tardiness. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about Fortnite. We had to make some pretty major changes to what we were playing last season. There's a few reasons for that, but the big ones were we couldn't really stream the game properly with how the current format, or the previous format was set up, which obviously we all understand streaming is a huge part of what we do, and we need to be able to show off our kids, show off our games and all that stuff. So just that fact alone was a reason for us to look at kind of changing it up. So that, and then we want it to be a little bit more competitive with how Fortnite is currently run. You know, you drop in to basically a group of random players, and we wanted to take that random player element out of the game a little bit. So with this new custom mode that we're doing, it will put our pairs against the opposing school pairs, and there'll be no random players in these games. I still am going to run 1 or 2 weekend invitationals for Fortnite, which utilizes the normal game mode, I guess you'd call it. So we still have that normal game mode for, because we do like what Fortnite offers with the 100 players, and it drops in, and we would love to have 100 ESO players all drop in one server and play against each other. So we will be hosting a couple weekend events for that, but for now the league season is done on this new, it's called an ESO Zone Wars map. So this map was made specifically for Esports Ohio, and what Zone Wars is a basically a 2v2 scenario where it will take again, if you're not familiar with Fortnite, there is a closing circle through the game that you have to stay inside the circle, otherwise you will die. And so this takes that circle and kind of just spreads it between the 2 pairs, and it standardizes the equipment that the students are allowed to have, and just really puts an even playing field out there for our kids. We really think it's going to be a more enjoyable experience for our Fortnite kids here in the spring. So again, the creative code is there. Your kids should know how to enter that creative code, but obviously if you need help, just post in Discord. Yeah, we're very excited about this change. So a couple of minor rule changes are each duo will play in a best of 7. So instead of doing I think we had a best of 3 before, these zone war matches are a little bit quicker. They're about anywhere from, 2 to 5 minutes maybe for each spawn. And so best of 7 could be done in 10 minutes. It could be done in 20 minutes. It could be done in 5 minutes. It just depends on how quickly the teams, how competitive the games are. So then one more note is that when you're playing the best of 7, please, and this kind of goes for all of our games, but please, yes, Jeff, I did put the creative code in the Fortnite rules, so it is in there as well. But yeah, so this kind of goes for all our games, but please play your games out. If you report a 4-0 win, we will count that as a 4-3 win. We use games for and against in tiebreakers in pretty much all of our game titles, so they're very important. So make sure you play those games out. Even if you only win 1 or 2 spawns per set, it still can help you out in the future. So make sure you play the stuff out. And one more note I will say, if let's say you are playing and you win the best of 7 4-0 and the opposing team leaves, then that would be a 7-0 win. Okay, so just a note there that if you're trying to play out, the other team leaves, any points that the other team leaves on the table will automatically count towards you, win or loss. So again, we're very excited about these changes to Fortnite, and we think the kids will be too.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Jeff. I appreciate the changes and the work that your school did on creating that map. That's awesome. So super excited to get into Fortnite. A couple more changes we had this spring is the minimum participation. We now offer several titles across several different levels of competition. So we just want to make sure that you're aware in the event we can't field a bracket of at least 6 teams in any given competition level. Those competition levels could be combined or restructured at the discretion of our advisory committee. So say that, for example, 6 teams sign up for club level Fortnite and 6 teams, or less than 6 teams, I should say, sign up for club level Fortnite, and less than 6 teams sign up for JV. We could combine those 2 levels of competition. Also, in the event that we cannot field a bracket of at least 6 total teams in any given title, there will be no competition in that title because we cannot field a season. There's only been one title in the history of ESO where this has been an issue or happened, and that is Hearthstone. That is currently the only, esport title that is in jeopardy of that happening. If that were to happen, we will let you know when the schedule is released, which should be coming up here soon in the next week. So we'll talk about those deadlines coming up shortly. So minimum participation levels.
Nick, one more thing. So
yes.
what we are saying here is with the competition, we will combine you so you have a full season. The goal is so that you don't have like 5 bye weeks. Now at the end, when we get to postseason, you'll filter back out to your normal levels of play for postseason play. So when we're talking about club, Fortnite, or whatever the case may be, those are the people that'll be in your postseason. We're not going to combine that tournament. So just be aware of that. What we will combine though is just so you can have a full season, so you will have teams to play.
For sure. Thanks for clarifying that, Nick. And the next change is we've extended the roster lock. So normally you have to have your roster locked by Friday, but we know that there's quite a bit of influx and movement with your rosters that first week or 2 of the esports season. So we want to make sure that we don't have a lot of forfeits, that we don't have a lot of programs that committed that couldn't, participate, and then we get droppages. That's the one thing we don't want to have. We want to make sure that everyone's committed, because esports, in order for it to be successful at the level that we need it to be successful for our league, it has to be treated just like any other sport. You have to make it a commitment. You have to make it a priority. Your players have to be dedicated, and if they're not, it just doesn't work. So what we're doing is we're allowing a flex rostering system for the first 3 weeks. So you must have the required number of students to compete in each title registered by this Friday at 11:59 p.m. So if you do not meet the minimum requirements for a team, you will not be able to field a team. So you will be dropped from the schedule if you don't meet that requirement by Friday. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But student registration forms will be editable through week 3. So say you have a JV player that really starts out competing a varsity player and you need to swap the level of competition, you're certainly allowed to do that up until the 3rd week when the roster lock would occur. This also includes modifications as player levels, like I just talked about, and the ability to add substitutes. So say you have 2 or 3 kids that might have flaked out, or they got in an argument and they decided to quit and they left the program. You can substitute them or add subs in addition to your roster that could be used to play during this 3-week period. So this gives quite a bit more flexibility to programs that they didn't have in the past, and it also should allow you to make sure that your teams are consistently fielded for the season, so there are no forfeitures. Another change we have is we have this awesome guy named Coach McClellan from East Canton who decided that he was going to take on the middle school pilot and help run it. And we love him for it. So this spring, we're doing a small pilot with 2 titles in Rocket League and Super Smash Bros. For grades 4 through 8, ages 9 through 13. Rocket League will be on Tuesdays. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will be on Thursdays. And Coach McClellan from East Canton is overseeing that program. You can reach out to him on Discord there, and he'd be happy to help you. And that's also on our website, Competition Middle School Pilot. It's got a very similar sign-up process that we have to the high school, and that is open until Friday for sign-ups as well. So if you're not already in there, be aware of that and start to think about that for fall to grow your programs. We also would like to take a second to recognize the ESO committees and moderators and put a plug in for how awesome they're doing. If you have questions or specific feedback for rules of a game, if you want to know who is behind the scenes at Esports Ohio making some decisions on rule changes, do you want to get involved, you can do that by visiting our committee page as well. Just go to our website, ESO committees at the top. It's broken down by all of the jobs that are available. And if you see one on here that is not filled or a vacant seat, that means that you could be the next committee member to help. So we're always soliciting for help because this is a grassroots organization. We're all volunteer staff that do this because we love video games and we love creating opportunities for kids. If you want to get more involved, this is how to do it. So moving along, those are the big changes. We're just going to quickly go through the remote play guidelines that we had in fall. Just friendly reminders, and I'll go through this fast. If you're competing completely remotely, you're required to vet your students' abilities to compete from home before committing to a season. If you find out one of your players is playing on a hot spot, nonstop, that's probably not conducive for good competition or for fielding a team. So make sure they meet those requirements. Also, you're required to be active and present, just like you would be in your esports arena or your lab at school. You can do this through Discord, through matches, or being in the in-game spectation mode. And we also recommend that all coaches enter those matches in that spectator mode if possible. So digital oversight looks a little different than physical oversight. We've learned that through, our remote learning strategies we've had to, cook up in the last year, but I think that it's been very successful in bridging the gap, and it's been helpful during this time. All matches are still required to begin during that window. We're pretty firm with our 4 p.m. window. We've tried the nightmare of flex time in the past, and it just does not work. We value your time. We realize lots of you are volunteers, and we want to have hard start times. Also, make sure you know of the disconnection rules in each game's rules, because disconnections happen more when you're not on campus. And we live streaming. This is a tough subject, okay? When you're doing remote especially, live streaming may not be used for that competitive advantage. And currently we're prohibiting it in Valorant during live competitions because of screen peeking, because of stream sniping, and because you can see the other team. If you have any questions about that, let us know in chat. We'll go through that as well. That does not mean you can't record. You can definitely still record your game footage and you can play it back. The no coaching rule, once again, has been canceled for this season as well as it was in the fall. You can coach your team live during competition. In the past, we have not allowed that, but you can now. And these are our fall match days. Mondays are League and Fortnite. Tuesdays are Overwatch and Hearthstone. Wednesdays are Rocket League and Super Smash. And Thursdays are Valorant and Smite. Remember, all those matches are to begin by 4 p.m. They can begin earlier, but they need to begin by 4 p.m. If you have a no-show from your opponent by 4:15, that is the end of the window and you can log a forfeit win. Here's our schedule. You all have seen this. Registration, it's been open for a while now. The deadline will be this Friday at 11:59 p.m., so the clock is ticking. We decided to have the coaches meeting ahead of time to make sure that we ironed out any questions you had before that deadline. Scrimmages will start next week. Talk about how to set those up real quick. And then we will go into our 7-week season with makeup weeks. One thing to keep in mind, this is spring break time. This is different schedules for different schools time. So if you need to change your schedule around or you can't compete on a certain day or a certain week, we just ask that you let the school know ahead of time, at least 24 hours or a week or 2 weeks or 6 weeks ahead of time if you know when your spring break is, because you will know all matches that you have before week 1 begins. So you can begin to organize that and work out any makeup times or reschedules that you need to do based on spring breaks. Most of our coaches have been pretty awesome about allowing that to happen and working together to fit them in. So, eligibility checklist. This is huge. This is what you need to make sure you have done by Friday. This is the meat and potatoes of our coaches meeting. Make sure you have that program application. So, I am going to show you real quick how to make sure everything is done. So, you go to competition, spring 2021. The program membership application is your first one. That needs to be finished first and then uploaded into our agreement here. Now, our season master sheet, this is your secret decoder ring that will tell whether you are ready to compete or not. And we'll get to that here in a second. Here's your checklist that we're going over right now that you could print out and make sure you have it all done. A new thing that we added this year that I did not go over in the new things in the spreadsheet or in the beginning of this PowerPoint is we have a coach certification now. We've had over 130 coaches already get 100% on it. Great job, community. Everybody's doing awesome. It will automatically email you a certificate when you pass with 100%. It's just based on our procedures and guidelines on how to have a successful season. It is open note, open book. You can edit your submissions until you get 100%. And once you do, at least we know that you've looked at it, you know what it takes to be successful. We shoot you a nice certification test certificate, and you're off and running to be an Esports Ohio coach. Then 3, you will register as a coach all of your teams for competition on the website and choose the select or the appropriate levels, varsity, JV, and club. Remember, you can have 1 varsity, 1 JV, and up to 2 club teams. And then you can register students individually for competitions. They will do the registration here, but we highly, 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 highly recommend that they do it underneath your supervision to make sure that it's all done correctly. Everyone's done, there are no stragglers, and then you can hunt them down in the master sheet afterwards to make sure that everything went through good. The master sheet is that sheet I was telling you right here under membership application, season sheet master. And this is your secret decoder ring to make sure that you are ready. You can see we've already got 49 varsity teams for Overwatch, 57 Rocket League teams, and so on and so forth. The tabs at the bottom are key, and scrolling is key. So, for example, if you look at Overwatch, you'll see that Akron STEM High School has 7 players registered at the varsity level, and they are green, meaning they meet the requirements to have a team and they are ready to rock. Now, Alliance, they are one player short of having a full varsity roster. So before Friday, they're going to have to find out who is missing from their varsity roster. And in order to do that, they can click right down here on a tab that says Overwatch Players, and it's all alphabetically listed. They can see that they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players, and here they are right here, their game names. So they can double check this to find out which player is missing, get on that player, get it resolved before the deadline to make sure that they are completely green and ready to go. So as you can see, we get a little nervous as we're moving towards Friday because we have a lot of teams that have some players registered, but a lot that are still red. So you need to make sure that you are green for each one of your teams and levels in this League Readiness tab. This is your bread and butter for making sure you're ready on Friday. Program paperwork is the second requirement. A lot of you have done the coaches meeting certificate tonight. It's populated already. Once you upload your program form, it will turn green. Once you do the coaches certificate training, it will turn green once you pass with 100%. And tonight, after you fill out your, Google form for being in attendance tonight, that will turn green and you will be ready green. So you can also check your rosters completed here very quickly. You can see coach's contact information in here if you have any issues or you need to reach out to a coach to reschedule anything. We do all of our communication through Discord for esports, so here it is. We also have our captain contact information in here. And then once again, your player information for each one of the games is down here. So you can scroll over, find your different players, who's signed up, who's not signed up, and that's how you can do it. So to recap quickly on League Readiness, make sure that you scroll over and you find your teams under the games and the levels that they are, and make sure that you are green under the levels that you want to compete in. Otherwise, you will not be eligible for competition after 11:59 on Friday. Second thing, you want to double check your program paperwork as well to make sure that you are green across the board. Okay, that's super, super important. That's the eligibility checklist in a nutshell. So I know as questions pile up in chat or thoughts that you have, keep putting them in there and we will get to them. All right, Discord communication. That's one thing we want to make sure that you know how to use and you instill in your kids how to use it correctly. Our invite code, the easiest way to get kids into our Discord is simply just going to our website and having them join our Discord server right here on this button. They click on that, it will get them right into our Discord, and then it will pop them into our rules channel like so. Once they're in our rules channel, they will read them very carefully, get through them, and then they will put in the command that it tells them to. After that, it will help them get a role by going to player role or get roles. The get roles channel is very important because if you don't get the appropriate roles for the games that you want to play, then you will not have access to the channels to set up scrimmages and so on and so forth. So if you're a Super Smash Bros player, all you have to do is go down here and click on the Super Smash Bros logo and whichever logo of the game that you play. Once you click on that as a coach or a player, it will open up those channels down here. So for example, Super Smash Bros, it will open up all these channels that are in here. Smash General, Smash Help, Smash Strategy, Smash Scrims. When you're in Smash Scrims, now you can see all the access to people who have looked for matches already. We've had 2 people talk in the last 2 days. So you can see that for each game here. So that's under the Get Roles channel in ESO Discord roles. You won't see these until you agree to the rules and you're a registered player. Good question. So that is how you get the proper rules in Discord, and that is how you can reach out to players in the games that you play to get strategies or to talk with other coaches in those games as well specifically. Now, scrimmaging procedures, we just talked about that. We got the get roles, and I showed you how to get to the scrimmage channels of those specific games. You can also DM coaches if you know them. The beautiful thing that we love about scrimmages is that we have no limits. We are not like OHSAA. You don't have to schedule people in your league and your conference. You don't have to scrimmage just one person. You can have unlimited scrimmages all season long. So although we play 7 competitive matches a season as part of your league structure, you could literally play 20, 30 matches a season if you wanted to in scrimmaging. So make sure that you scrimmage because it's integral to knowing that your program is going to be successful that first week. It tests the district's firewall, especially with Super Smash Bros. You want to make sure that your firewall is open and clear and it works. And you want to make sure that your students know those match procedures. If you have not already, I recommend that you print out a copy of the rules for your players that play those specific games. So like, for example, we'll use Rocket League. They need to know how to set up a match, what the requirements are, how to choose a stadium, what the restrictions are, and how to get in a match. Each one of the games is underneath rules, has match setup procedures, and how to do that. It's also important to go over the Esports Ohio general rules as well. It talks about toxicity, about what to do in case of certain eligibility requirements, what our GPA standards are from a league level, so on and so forth. This has everything that you'll ever want to know about rule sets. So make sure your students have access to those. And it also makes sure your equipment's ready to roll week 1. We know a lot of these games have regular updates, so it's important to keep your machines updated, and that way you're ready to go and you're not waiting on a 2 gig Rocket League update 5 minutes before 4 o'clock. So once again, to recap, scrimmaging procedures. Scrimmages are not provided by Esports Ohio. Those are on your own for week 1. Coming up next week, we do the full match schedule weeks 1 through 8, but for scrimmaging, that is on your own. So find a school that's around you, that's near you, or that you know, or somebody that you're friends with. Reach out. You can do multiple scrimmages. They don't have to be done on the specific days of the game. You can scrimmage at will, basically. So after we get through scrimmages, that gets us to match procedures. Once again, starts by 4. The way that a match procedure works is pretty simple. You identify your opponent on the sheet that we give you, and on the master sheet, you'll have their Discord information. Our captains are the people who do the communication for your programs. So it's very important you pick a captain who's good at communicating, who obviously has a Discord and is in the Esports Ohio Discord, and that they are aware of how to communicate through Discord. Super important. Once you've looked at our sheet, you've confirmed your captains, you can confirm a start time. Have your captains reach out to each other via Discord using that master sheet. The players and coaches both have access to it. And if a reschedule needs to be made, that needs to be made at least in 24 hours of advance. Otherwise, that absent team will have to forfeit. Also, always plan to be 15 to 20 minutes early because we know things happen. And a reminder to check for the rules for the missing match, match disputes, or match restarts. If anything should happen, be prepared, have a plan. And number 4, this is very, very, very important. Rackley would be super mad at me if I didn't say this 1,000 times. The winning team only is the one that submits match results that day. Coaches can submit them, your captain can submit them, but it has to be submitted only one time by the winning team in order for it to calculate correctly. So to submit your match procedures, you'll go to competition and you'll press report results. In the report results tab, you'll see each game, and there will be a form because we love Google Forms. It's how we live our lives, to submit your match results. Just put in an email address. Varsity, I'm in the West Conference. Bluffton won, Bellevue got beat, and we won 3-2. And at the end, they will always ask if there's any problems with the match that could not be solved by the rules. So if there's ever any discrepancies or there was beef between players or coaches or something didn't go quite right, this is your chance to flag it and for ESO to get involved. We ask coaches to always try and resolve the disputes or any issues between themselves by using the master sheet to communicate with each other through Discord if something should arise. But if you cannot, then make sure that you flag it in this, and then we will be in contact with you to step in as trying to mediate the situation. So that's how you report results. Another cool thing we added in the fall, which was great, is the opportunity to submit play of the week footage. That is under the same report results tab here. It will give you an opportunity to be highlighted as a program of amazing things that you've done. And you just pick your school. Was it during an official competition? Yes. And then you can put in a description. You can upload a clip, or you can put a YouTube or Twitch clip right in here as well. Each week of the season, we will select a winner for the player of the week, and they will be sent an Esports Ohio swag bag. So make sure you submit those plays. So, stats we're still working on. We're still piloting stats. So right now we will send more information out on that. But the key is to make sure that the winning team is the only team that submits match results, and it's done one time. We talked about this. So those are the procedures. Just some quick tips for success. Avoid sharing your athletes with other sports. I know there's a lot of people playing baseball and softball and track, and that's great. I did that when I was in high school because there wasn't esports. But trying to share, a shot put player with the track coach and squeezing in matches, it doesn't work very well. So make sure your students are dedicated. Make sure you keep your esports computers updated. Those game updates are huge and take a long time to do. If you need a caching server or need expertise with that, our very own Jeff Karana from Akron has created one that works pretty well. So you can reach out to him if you need to, or if you have bandwidth constraints. Become best friends with your IT coordinators if you're not already your IT coordinators, because you're going to have to check out the filter for all those games. And then this one I can't stress enough. Have a sub in each game to anticipate illnesses and no-shows. 75% of our kids, this is their first ever sport they've been involved in. They are still learning dedication and reliability. So make sure that you have a sub for that team. If you play with the bare minimum roster, there's more than a chance that you end up forfeiting at least a match due to that. So I try and have a sub, usually 2 in each game before we commit. Then print out a copy of the rules. We talked about that. Remember the winning team only posts the match results, and identify team captains and make sure they take that leadership role. The most important decision you'll make in esports is your team captains. And then you can also stream your matches to Twitch so you can later review footage, or you can stream them to YouTube Gaming or any other service like that. It's always great to do VOD reviews the next day or the next week to learn from your mistakes, just like studying film for football or basketball. Once again, make sure your students have accounts and in-game licenses for the games they wish to compete in. We are super fortunate that we only have one game that costs money out of the 8 games that we play. Well, I guess Super Smash Bros. Costs money too, but that's a one-time purchase of a console that can be played by all 5 players. Overwatch is now $15 for the basic edition. All other games are free. If you want to buy those as a school license, you can, but we recommend that students have their own accounts so we can use them for identification, as well as students can build their experience and XP and take it with them. Also, very important, make sure your students take that ownership role of using OBS and Twitch. There's no reason for you to kill yourselves trying to do it all. You've got an army of awesome kids that would be more than happy to do your shoutcasting and stream your games live for you. So take advantage of that. Give them the opportunity to get involved. Half of my esports program, my students don't even play the games. They design graphics, they build the computers, they are part of my stream team, they do social media marketing for us. So get them involved any way that you can. Expectations we have for you guys: make sure you're at this meeting. Good job. Help all players sign up in those Google Forms. Don't let them do it. Don't say, hey, sign up in that form. You better get it done. Set them down, make them do it. It's the best way to get it done. Collect all that paperwork that you need for a team. You've already submitted your program application forms. Be always active and available during your match times for communication in Discord. I know Discord is very foreign when you get started. It was foreign to me when I got started, but it is the medium that we're using for communication. It keeps a separate kind of communication log from your school email, and it's kind of your esports life will be in our Discord server. So make sure that you're in there, you're active, that you're checking out that coaches only channel regularly. My gosh, we have the best community ever. People are always in there giving ideas, tips, advice. It is awesome. Be part of it. Also, just be a general advocate for educational esports. If you hear somebody talking crap about how video games ruin people's lives, try and curb that discussion into a positive one about the amazing things that all of us are doing. Promote and support that non-toxic esports environment for all your kids, and try and resolve those toxicity issues within your programs before they become bigger issues later. Participate in our pre and post exit surveys, and make sure you know that coach's master sheet, or in this case, the season master sheet. Once again, we need help. Check out that committee page. If you think that your services could be beneficial to us, or you just want to get more involved, we have tons of opportunities for that. So check it out. A little bit of update from fall. We're part of the Ohio Scholastic Esports League Collaborative now. We've partnered with the Past Foundation out of Columbus and NASIF out of California. We are the Ohio NASIF affiliate. And a little bit more about our partnerships. Past is an awesome group. So if anybody wants scholastic resources and wants to do esports as a course, or wants any curriculum, or wants teacher training, we have all that at our disposal now. They will work with schools individually. We have a complete ELA curriculum, esports flavored English for grades 9 through 12 that are aligned to the Ohio State standards. It's all beautiful. And the Past Foundation is great. They're working on us with that social emotional learning grant that we applied for. And if we get the grant, we will have a complete new club curriculum for anyone who wants to use it on social emotional learning and basically becoming a better student in regards to mental health. We are also the NASIF affiliate of Ohio, and NASIF is doing amazing things. They're the North American Scholastic Esports Federation out of UC Irvine in California, and they are putting the Scholastic in Scholastic Esports. If you want all of their Scholastic benefits, you can get them at nasif.com or nasif.org, I should say. And their tournaments that are going on also have signups that are deadline is approaching here this Friday as well. But if you've already got your Rocket League team organized and you want more competition, they also have a Rocket League season that is spinning up here soon that does not conflict with Esports Ohio. It could give your Rocket League team another night of competition a week on Thursday nights. Their signups are available there. Everything they do is free as well, just like us. They're doing it for the good of students, the good of esports, and the good of education. They are also piloting Madden. So if you have any PlayStation 4s or Xboxes around, or your students would like to participate in that pilot, Madden is available as well on Wednesday nights on PS4 or Xbox. But the turnaround time is this Friday, so if you're interested, you got to move quickly. So, just for fun, we'll look at some of the esports arenas that have popped up across the state. If you build one and you want to share it on our Discord, we would love to see it. They don't have to be overly extravagant, or if they are, cool too. So these are some of the spaces just around the state that we've seen the last couple of years of what people have been making their esports facilities work and look like. A lot of these are student run, student built, and some of them are store bought or company designed. So there is no one size fits all. Esports arenas are what you make them at the high school level. Pretty cool. Congratulations to everybody. I'm jealous looking at those things. So looking at a few of our partners that we have this year, the Air Force Reserve is helping us out. They are a varsity partner of ours. So there's some contact information from Shane Simplot, Master Sergeant of the U.S. Air Force Reserves. They literally just partnered with us at the start of this season. So we're excited to learn more about what they're going to do to help us out, and we're excited to have them on board. Now, along with the U.S. Air Force Reserve, we have the United States Army, which is our oldest and first partner. They've been around with us since about 2 years ago, and they've been super supportive. And I think we've got Staff Sergeant Muniz with us tonight. Is that correct?
You are correct. Hello,
All
everyone. Yeah, you can hear me? Okay, good. How's it going, everyone? My name is Staff Sergeant Muniz. I'm with the Cleveland Recruiting Battalion. We cover the complete Northeast Ohio. So some stuff that we can help you with, swag bags. So if you have some of your students that, they're doing good in school and, in esports, we can offer you like a little bag with some shaker cups, water bottles, to, just give them a little prize for their success. Another thing, we can help out with setting up whatever you need with coaches, like helping you coach or whatever, or we can help you out with the banner. We have a couple banners too that we can help out to give out, to post it on your little arena. So if you have anything, you can contact me. That's my phone number, my government phone number, and that's my email. So we can help you out with anything you need. Thank you and have a great night.
Hey, really appreciate it. Thanks for all of your help and support that you've shown Esports Ohio over the last 2 years. You guys have been awesome. So make sure to take a note of that. Reach out. Get Staff Sergeant's email address and phone number. Give him a call if you'd like him to come out to your school and help with coaching, deliver some swag bags, or any of the above. We've also partnered with Aries Sportswear this year, which is our jersey provider and apparel provider. They're local to Ohio. Tonya is our rep. They do all the work for you, but you could also do the designs yourself. Their prices are the best in the biz. They're the best around. We've priced out all esports providers, and they do a great job. They also do full customization, full sublimation of your esports jerseys, and they do fundraiser stores for all of our schools that are interested in using them as a vehicle to raise money for their programs. They also are going to do scholarship funds if we open up 40 stores across the state, which I believe we will this year if we haven't already. And those scholarships will go directly to your kids for esports or for college in general, whether they're pursuing esports or not. So Aries are awesome because they have 4 unique online builders to where your students can design the jerseys themselves very quickly and easily from some templates. And those template built jerseys are under $30, fully customized with gamer tags on the back. So I've created a lesson plan that I used with my students, and I will share that in the coaches only channel in the near future. So you can do the same thing and let your students design the jerseys for your program. So Aries Sportswear, 2 main things, jersey design and apparel scholarships with online stores that are completely COVID proof. They do all the shipping for you. All the ordering is taken care of by them. So check them out. They are awesome. And lastly, we have the Ohio Army National Guard. They are our title sponsor for this season. They are sponsoring the finals there at Akron as well. And they have developed a great partnership with a lot of our schools as well. The Ohio Army National Guard, they've done a giveaway lab with HSEL this year that everyone's eligible for. And they've been on our stream several times. And you're going to probably want to take note of Josh Moeller's email address or phone number there, or Diane Farrow's, or your National Guard local recruiter in your area, because they have already printed up and designed banners for all of our Esports Ohio fall schools and anyone who has joined us this year. So here's an example of one of the Esports Arena's posters that they will be delivering if you'd like them to come out and talk to your school or give your program a visit. They've got custom banners already made for your program. So once again, make sure you check out those contact informations. Ohio Army National Guard really helping us out this year as well. Super appreciative of that. Make sure you get your esports banner from them. Here's us, a couple of ugly mugs here. This is the Esports Ohio Board and Advisory Council members. We're just people across the state, teachers, esports professionals, the collegiate level, business owners, but most of us, all of us that are voting members on Esports Ohio are either teachers or tech guys at school districts or district admin, principals. That's who we are. So we are accessible if you need us. Shoot us a Discord message, anything you might need from us. So upcoming events this season, we're going to have weekly broadcast coverage of games with highlight reels. Make sure you submit all of those plays of the week for us. And then we will be doing weekly live streams on Twitch as well of a lot of the good competition that we will see this year. And we are still planning for June 5th and 6th to have an in-person state finals at the University of Akron in their $1 million esports arena across campus, backed by the Ohio Army National Guard, the U.S. Army, Aries Sportswear, and the Air Force Reserve. So we're super excited about that. Hopefully COVID will allow that by June. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We also have the online backup option if we need to go to that, but we're hopeful and pushing for an opportunity to compete in person this spring. All of our resources are always available on our website. All of those that are listed right here, if you just go to our website and click on resources at the top, it's got everything. It's got our coaches packet. It's got video procedures of how to start your matches made by Rackley. Awesome. How-to videos on how to use Discord, on how to start using OBS for streaming your games, parent resources for the different games, curriculum to use in your classrooms, coaching packets on how to be ready for the season, your esports presentation getting started guide, your student interest survey, donation letter request already done for you. Check it out and make sure that you are on our mailing list as well. If you're not on our mailing list, if you do not get the messages, make sure that you get on here. Everything we send out is through Sender, our mailing service. So make sure you don't miss updates. You subscribe and assign to that. So we flew through. Another thing, make sure you follow us on social media. We asked for your social media tags this year. We recommend Twitter for building your programs present on social media. We also have a Facebook page, and we're looking at building our brand out to other social media outlets as well. We love to celebrate your victories, to show pictures and amazing, things that you're doing in your programs for the good of kids. We're here to create these opportunities for students because we didn't have them when we were in school, and we're excited to provide them for our students, and that's why a lot of us are doing this. So thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for doing this, and we appreciate it. I know a lot of you are doing this volunteer. I'm one of you as well. I do it because I love it, and I know that all of you do it because you love creating opportunities for students. Maybe some of you like, to have an excuse to play some video games from time to time at school as well, which is pretty cool. So we did it. 7:55. We've got 5 minutes to spare. I know we went 1,000 miles an hour, but we're going to start going through some of these questions. Up here is the link for the presentation, bit.ly/21ESO coach. And if you have not got this back here, it's bit.ly/ESO coaches meeting. Will give you your credit for being here tonight. So make sure that you fill that out. And if you want to take note of this, it will give that presentation as well, which I will also post in the coaches only channel after we are done. So
LaSalle and East Shaw, we need to just do one quick update. Ryder will be able to update that real quick, and we'll get that. We'll get you ready and registered to go. If not, I have you marked down, so we'll get you down for being here tonight. Sorry about that.
Awesome. Yep. If you don't see your name in any of the drop-down lists, let us know. As people solicit to join us or reach out for information, we get them added manually. So we're still in a manual version for that. So if we need to add you, we will do that. We'll get it done. We've got a great team, just like Keith said there. I appreciate everybody here. I appreciate you creating opportunities for kids. We're going to hang out. We're going to answer questions as long as you guys have them. And then we'll probably retreat to the Discord server and hang out in the coaches only voice channel as well to talk more. If anybody wants to ask specific program questions, we'll be there for a little bit. So